Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review. So, Halloween may have come and gone for the year, but I'm not quite done with the spooks just yet. And apparently, neither was NXT. Although I know this technically took place before Halloween, but nevertheless, the joke so it makes the joke work, you know. Oh, it's time for NXT Halloween Havoc 2024, of course, as always, I'm not professional wrestling reviewer, answer or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I had a pretty good time with this show, with this card. Not a bad card at all. So, without further ado, let's get into it and let's see what went down. So, if you've seen these reviews before, you kind of already know how this works. If you haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and disliked about each match. I'm going to go match by match. We start off with the NXT North American Championship match as Tony D'Angelo, the Don, and the NXT North American Champion defends against the ruler, Obafemi. So these two have been feuding for a little while. Tony D'Angelo took the North American title from Obafemi not too long ago. So Obafemi seeking to get it back. Will he be able to get it back? Well, unfortunately, no. But this match was one of three spin the wheel make the deal matches and this one ended up being tables, ladders, and scares. There's now kind of a weird stipulation, and not the stipulation itself, but more so that it was seemingly optional because the match could only be won by pinfall or submission. So you kind of already make one of those weapons feel almost irrelevant. That being the ladder, of course, but nevertheless, I still think these two did well with their hit the air match here. Tony D'Angelo didn't even wait for Mike Rome to finish the announcement before attacking Oba, and I think both Tony and Oba did relatively well for the most part. Towards the end, of course, the family getting involved, kind of getting their revenge. Of course, they were beaten down by Obafemi as Tony D'Angelo was handcuffed, and forced to watch. This time, Tony D'Angelo was handcuffed again, or more so zip tied, I should say, but was able to break free, and the family getting their revenge, attacking Obafemi, including Adriana Rizzo, getting some in, and Tony D'Angelo ultimately picking up the win for Obafemi, and I must say, very solid way to open up the show. But next we move on to the match a lot of people were waiting for, or in tag team action, and in kind of almost a dream tag team match of sorts, or as Julia and Stephanie Becerra seek to get a bit of a measure of revenge against Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. Of course, Roxanne Perez defended the NXT Women's Championship again, hence Roxanne defended against Julia, I should say. So Roxanne Perez has defended the NXT Women's Championship against Julia on NXT Premiere on the CW. If you haven't already, go check out my review of that episode. With some help from Cora Jade. Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade are kind of besties again, and they even have matching Halloween costume Halloween costume attires, I should say, which you do see a few as tonight goes on. So get used to them. But their matching attires were the twins from The Shining, and which a nice little color coordination there. The Shining, a movie I've actually never seen, and I do want to watch it at some point. I'm very sure I will, but yeah, so they were the twins from The Shining. Meanwhile, Julia, Stephanie Becerra, friends were rivals. Also, now are friends, now are besties of their own, but also both vying to become NXT Women's Champion. So, really, this match, kind of and this is what a lot of people point out, really very much a showcase of the future of the NXT Women's division and the NXT Women's title division. I must say, pretty good. So Oh, these four absolutely tore the house down on a lot of very fun, very awesome action, and Stephanie McCary even getting the pin and the win over the NXT Women's Champion, and so that's a big boost from her. But yeah, all four women did really, really well. I definitely, if there's any match you check out from this show, I definitely recommend this one. On Zarya makes an appearance. She is not on the stage this time. This time she's up in the kind of crow's nest area. And apparently, Bubba Ray didn't really know who she was. Unfortunately, Bubba Ray was in the crowd, kind of interacting with the crowd and everything, and apparently totally flubbed and forgot to read his notes and read a script as to who she was. But that's not the last we'll see of Bubba tonight. But yeah, so Zarya making her presence felt as well. Not the last time we'll see her tonight as well. Also, there is that. And next up, in kind of a grudge match, an ambulance match, Ridge Holland and seeks to finally put an end to Chase U. And was he able to? Well, that remains to be seen, but he did at least defeat Andre Chase in this match. This match was pretty okay. Definitely had a bit of that grudgy feel. Both men and tried taking each other or to task. The ambulance was on the stage, but of course they had the spots with the gurney, as you do with the ambulance, and Ridge slamming the door on Andre Chase, slamming the ambulance door, or in order to pick up the win over Andre Chase, and kind of a interesting, funny visual as Andre Chase stares out the window, looking all sad, while Ridge Holland celebrates. So Ridge Holland gets the win, and over over Andre Chase. So is this the end of Chase U? That remains to be seen. But yeah, so Andre Chase does come up short, and overall not too bad of a match. But next up. For the NXT Women's North American Championship, which member of Fatal Influence will Kalani Jordan face? She's not going to be facing one member, she's going to be facing every member. So this is the one I predicted what would the match stipulation be and who would she face, and I was like 1.5 right out of 3, I guess. So this match, they spun the wheel on the pre-show. Or actually not the pre-show. They spun on the wheel beforehand on NXT, and it was announced what the match would be on the pre-show for Halloween Havoc here, and Fatal Influence said they wanted a gauntlet match. So all three, one at a time, taking on Kalani Jordan, and so how will Kalani overcome these odds? As we will find out. First up was Jasmine Hicks. Kalani and Jasmine not doing too bad. Kalani making relatively short work of Jasmine. Then JC Jane was up next. Kalani taking out her, which also shout out to Kalani Jordan's awesome Poison Ivy inspired gear. So Kalani takes her how they do relatively decently as well. And then as Fallon Henley is making her way, JC Jane pops Kalani Jordan in the mouth. But Fatal Influence stays on the outside and ultimately distracts Kalani while he's battling Fallon Henley, and ultimately cost her the match. Fallon Henley is the new NXT Women's North American Champion, so congrats to her. And not a bad performance. Kalani having 3 matches back to back. Granted, they weren't super duper long on the match in total. All 3 matches comes out to about 14 minutes, which 14 minutes 15 seconds, which A is about the same as the women's tag team match, and B, for having 3 matches, not too bad. But then Zarya shows up and she actually disposes of Fatal Influence. So does this mean Zarya's in the NXT Women's North American title picture, or is she just helping out Kalani Jordan, or more so making a statement, or is it some combination of 3? But nevertheless, Zarya does make her presence known there. And then finally, in the main event and in the Devil's Playground match, Trick Williams defends the NXT Championship against Ethan Page. These two also have been feuding for a little while, with Ethan Page saying he's gonna channel his inner devil to defeat Trick Williams, and even making like a diss track of his own to Trick Williams. Trick coming out with the Willy Wonka gear. Trick Willy Wonka. I made the Willy Wonka reference in my predictions video as kind of a joke, because haha, Hershey, Pennsylvania. But man, I did not realize how close I was gonna be with that reference. And Trick even doing, and props to Trick for also doing the roll through that Willy Wonka does with like the cane and everything. Props to Trick there. Otherwise, this match not too bad. Had the crowd wanted the pumpkin. Apparently, why I have no idea, but they wanted the pumpkin. And they ultimately gave them the pumpkin. Trick even like launching it at Ethan Page. Not too bad a match here. Between we've seen better matches from these two, but this one not too bad either. They showed like the stage area and a bunch of stuff around the stage, saying, "Ooh, this could end up in the stage." Ultimately, they don't really go there, and Trick Williams kind of picks up the win, almost a bit unexpectedly. It seemed like there's gonna be more to the match, but it does kind of end. So it kind of ends on a bit of an awkward note, but otherwise, Trick Williams does get the win, and not too bad. Had just nothing super duper spectacular, but I think both guys did relatively well. Between their match earlier in the year at, I believe, Great American Bash, and then their one in the debut episode. Which one was the best? I think I'd probably put this one maybe closer towards the middle. I'm not entirely sure, but. And afterwards, Rich Holland, who has been like interrupting, kind of getting in Bubba Ray's grill, then attacks Trick Williams afterwards, and Bubba Ray ultimately does make the save for Trick Willie. So now, in NXT's appearance in the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia this upcoming Wednesday, it will be Trick Williams and Bubba Ray versus Ethan Page and Rich Holland. So I guess the feud really isn't over between Ethan Page and Trick Williams, but I think if the feud was going to end, and I think this one would have been a good one, but you know what, it's I've seen mixed reception to it. It's the ECW arena. They're treating it like a big deal. Bubba Ray's gonna be there. Dawn Marie's gonna be there, which is surprising considering what bad blood she left WWE on. But it's the ECW arena. I'll allow it. What the hell? But so that's going to do it for Halloween Havoc. So not a bad card, and not a bad show, all things considered. The strongest and weakest match of the night. The strongest, definitely the women's tag. All four women did really, really well. The weakest, maybe the ambulance match, but yeah, otherwise not too bad of a show. But nevertheless, that is going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I know this one kind of a little on the short side. I kind of rushed through it, but it admittedly is kind of late. Hate all things considered. And I do still want to get not too late. We are, of course, doing our daily uploads up until it's going to be the end of 2024, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see it as soon as it drops. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Halloween Havoc, my review. Did you like Halloween Havoc? Did you like my review of Halloween Havoc? Let me know. And are you excited for NXT coming to the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia? Let me know. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.